Hello, welcome to Crashin the Boards with
Jack Bernanke
and Joe Sudbeck. Today's the first episode of what's hopefully going to be a weekly podcast. The start maybe might be a little rough at the start, maybe not weekly, but hopefully at the end it'll be a weekly podcast about basketball. But today's first episode, it's on the kind of the more somber side, sad side. You know, you can't have a basketball podcast right now without talking about Kobe Bryant. So today it's kind of a Kobe tribute episode. So with the Kobe tribute episode, the first thing we're going to talk about is each of our favorite moments of Kobe Bryant. So Brendan, you can go ahead and start it off.
All right, I got you. So I would have to say my favorite Kobe moment was his last game, final Kobe
Performance,
performance, I guess, in the Staples Center where he dropped 60 points against the Utah Jazz, scoring probably the last 6 points or something like that.
Yeah, they just showed it on ESPN. It was
that was really good. That was real nice.
I think the coolest part about that game though was what Gordon Hayward did.
Oh yeah, did you see that where he stepped in the free throw line on his second free throw? In case he missed it, so that way we'd have a shot at 60.
That's perfect. That's class in basketball right there.
That's just the definition of respecting, knowing who's respecting.
Yeah, the OGs, the legends. That's the thing. With Kobe, now we think about how good of a legend he was, but even then, a guy like Gordon Hayward, who ended up playing for the Celtics, just know, okay, we have to respect him enough to where we can give him a chance of 60 points. And the game was already wrapped up, so it didn't really matter if he makes that, misses it, and they give him another shot. It wouldn't have mattered. Kobe, they would end up winning the game.
Yeah.
For me, my favorite Kobe moment. Now that's probably my favorite one, but I would say my second favorite, at least, that would be his last championship. His celebration was just so genuine. He knew this might be my last time here. I'm going to make the most of it, and especially beating the Celtics. That's huge. Rivalry ended off. What could be the end. Maybe it could happen this year. You never know. But that was just huge for a guy like Kobe to be able to beat the Celtics.
Of course. With Celtics also had that big three with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Rondo.
Exactly. And they lost to him before too.
And they just won 2 years ago in 2008.
Exactly. And then they beat the Lakers. So then it's kind of that was already, it was right there. Whoever's going to win, probably the best dynasty of that little 4-year spurt, and have me the Lakers. But obviously the Celtics, you can't disrespect the Celtics in that.
No.
Now the legacy of Kobe in the league, it's pretty. You can see how big of a legacy he has with all the players coming out. Talking about their favorite stories of his, like Trae Young, his tribute wearing 24, stuff like that. You know how much he meant.
Spencer Dinwiddie changing his number from 8 to 26 in honor of Kobe.
Yeah, that's just you can see how much he meant to different players in the whole league.
Not even just the Lakers too. The Mark Cuban came out for the Mavericks saying that no other Dallas Maverick will ever wear 24.
Yeah,
ever again.
And that's from a rival too. They weren't different conferences. No, same conference, competing for the same championship, and they know how much he meant to the league enough to give him retire his number. And that's big, not only for the league but just for his family. Maybe a little bit of closure, knowing that he meant so much to other people, not just them, and how much his death will be living on through all the other players in the league.
He also had a huge impact on not just the people in the league, but also the people, ordinary people. And now because of that, they're making a new petition as should Kobe be the logo.
And I think the logo part, it may be a little too much for me just because, I like Kobe and all, but Kobe would know this too. I have his book, Mob Mentality. I recommend it. Great, especially if you love basketball. It's perfect. But in the book, he talks about how much Jerry West meant to him.
Yeah.
And I think he would want, to me, I interpret it as he would want Jerry West to still be the logo. That's the person that traded for him to be on the Lakers as the president of basketball operations. So he had that much of a relationship with Jerry West. I just don't think he would want to change that. Now,
of course.
He would. It's not like he's definitely worthy of being the logo. There's so many players you could say.
Yeah, you could easily make the logo
Kareem, and the sky hook, anything that's signature of a player. Mm-hmm. But nothing's more iconic than Jerry West dribbling the ball down the court.
Of course, that's been the logo
on the jersey since the beginning. Since the beginning. That's just a perfect logo. It sums up what great basketball players do with Jerry West, him being the logo on and off the court. But Kobe, I think he's worthy of it, but I don't think he should get it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if people are pressured into making Kobe the logo, it would just be not based off of his achievements, because no doubt he had a ton, but it'd just be because people would be pressuring to make him the logo because he died.
Yeah, in such a tragic way.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to some of my friends, Wilt Chamberlain, he passed away, different things like that of being older. It's not as much, doesn't mean as much, doesn't hurt as much when somebody at 41 like Kobe dies in a helicopter accident. It's going to be a lot more tragic and hurt a lot more to even regular people that didn't know him than just dying of old age or dying when you're older, just because he's dying so young and winning an Oscar. You go from great NBA career, 18-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 5-time champion, to winning an Oscar after you're done. Like that, I don't know if anybody's ever done that, coming from sports to then winning an Oscar.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you're dominating two professions. And then you come back, and then you die in a helicopter accident. That's just terrible. That's why it hits so hard.
Yeah.
But I think this is probably my favorite thing that I've had somebody write. Mr. Ewing at Prep, teacher, he said that from now on in his class, if you shoot a trash ball shot.
Oh, of course.
Everybody, you say Kobe, you shoot trash, you got to say Kobe. It's just part of the thing.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
So then he said from now on in his class, if you say Kobe, it's fine, but you have to say R.I.P. Kobe or RIP Kobe before. So you shoot it, you'll rip Kobe. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, it should be adopted everywhere.
Yeah, because you're honoring Kobe. You're not just you're still doing the Kobe, but you're honoring with R.I.P. or RIP.
Or for Kobe.
Yeah, for Kobe. The for Kobe I like, but the thing is, if you miss it, then it's kind of like saying, "Oh, I want Kobe to miss." I like Kobe missing. Where RIP Kobe, you can't go wrong. If you miss, you make it. You're still saying rest in peace.
Gotcha.
I think that's why it's the perfect thing, because we're for Kobe's great and all. You're still honoring, but if you miss, then it's just you're setting yourself up to be having to backtrack. I wanted to make it. I meant to make that sort of thing. Or at least RIP Kobe, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. For us being sophomores in high school, we are the generation of Kobe. We are the generation of shooting trash balls into.
Oh yes, definitely. But I would say
this would be huge. This would mean a lot for our kids our age.
Having so many people have to change to go from just Kobe to RIP Kobe, that would be monumental. That'd be so many millions, maybe even billions of people all over the world that would have to change their shot and just be no, it's RIP Kobe now. I think you could definitely do it though.
Easily, yeah.
But now this is an interesting thing. Are we the Kobe generation or the LeBron generation?
Ooh, I would say we were the LeBron generation.
I was gonna say I think
because Kobe came before any of us were actually born.
we were
LeBron was right when.
Yeah, Kobe these last two championships we were probably 5, 6, maybe 7 years old around that range. Where LeBron, that was 8 years, not 8 to now.
Yeah.
He's still the king of no pun intended, just the king.
He's been the king
of basketball.
He's been the king for well over a decade.
Oh yes, and winning all those championships, come back from 3-1. I think he's definitely the guy of our generation, but definitely the people that just graduated high school in that range, that's the Kobe generation.
Yeah.
Because LeBron was big, but he was not Kobe.
No.
He was not what Kobe was to the NBA and all over the world. So now this is our GOAT list. Where would we put Kobe after such a great career, as we said, 18-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA,
5-time champion, 2-time NBA Finals MVP,
and then an MVP rate. I mean, that's just that in general, that's perfect. And then not to mention his mentality, obviously the Mamba mentality, his competitiveness, and then how much he's taught other players. I think that's got to play a role in your GOAT list. I mean, if there's players like MJ who inspire other greats to be great, like Kobe inspires Kobe, and then Kobe inspiring LeBron, that's what goes into being so great if you're able to inspire somebody.
Definitely.
So you can go ahead and start it off. If you don't have Kobe as the GOAT, give the rundown of where he's at and who's ahead of him.
Yeah, so for me, I would say Kobe is definitely top 5. I would put him at number 4, actually. I got MJ at number 1 for all of his 6 for 6 in championships.
And then how great
number
he
1.
is.
Yeah, for how much of an icon. And then number 2, I have to go with Kareem. All-time leading scorer, iconic skyhook, greatest big man of all time.
Yeah, and then 6-time champion as well.
Number 3, I have to go with LeBron because of just how consistent and how good he's been over the past 15 years.
Well, yeah, whatever. How many ever years he's been in the NBA, just killing it every year.
Of course. And then I go with Kobe because I would say Kobe's probably like definitely one of the best ISO scorers of all time. He could get a bucket whenever he wanted.
End of the game. Really, there's only one guy put the ball in their hands before Kobe.
Of course, yeah.
And that's really just MJ.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kobe even himself would have said and put the ball in MJ's hands because, I mean, that's his icon.
Yeah. And then not only could Kobe was also a great two-way player.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? He was all
They say
NBA.
that in his book. Yeah, he talks about that. Like how he was like, at the start of his career, wasn't that great of a defender. I think that's one thing you're right. He is so underrated as a defensive player.
For sure.
I mean, and they talk about MJ being so good at defense, but you look at Kobe, early in his career wasn't the greatest defender, and then as he talked about in his book, he changed it, talked to Gary Payton, got his input, and then since he talked to Gary Payton about how to guard ball screens, he talked about how he was like, it was like 8-time or something, all defensive team, which is just ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Especially at the wing. There's so many like guys like Bruce Bowen at that time that can
Kevin
defend.
Durant.
Yeah, guys that can defend the wing, and he's able to get on there. That's great two ways. That is one thing definitely right about how he's underrated two-way player. For me, number one, MJ. Got to agree with you on that. I mean, 6-time champion, inspired Kobe, and then he was able even to dominate his last game on the Wizards. And honestly, one thing that people talk about how he retired the first time.
Yeah.
But to be able to retire the first time and then dominate just as well as you did,
and then come back and then
still win 3 championships. That's pretty darn good to be able to dominate that much. I think 2, LeBron.
Okay.
Just because he's been so consistent, so is Kareem, but I think he's got so many more years ahead of him.
Oh, yeah. Because
And he's third all-time in scoring now after passing Kobe. I mean,
and he's still averaging like 25 points a game, so he's easily on pace.
The other thing I think that's underrated, like not underrated, but that Kareem, it's hard for a big guy to be up there because you only can do so many things. You don't handle the ball. You don't really pass all that much out of the post to get that many assists. Where LeBron, he's bringing it on defense. He's getting boards. And he's scoring points. And he's passing the ball.
Of course.
He's getting all 3 areas done. That's why get Luka Doncic right now. People like him so much because he can pass, rebound, and score at the same time. That's huge for the NBA. Like, be able to do all that. You're going to be on the court for almost all 48 minutes.
Yeah.
3, Kareem, though, definitely. I mean, leading scorer all time. Probably up there, and maybe even the leader in rebounds, or at least close. And then blocks, he's probably up there because how long he played. And he's able to win championships with the Lakers, with Magic,
With the Bucks.
and with the Bucks. Win MVPs. Same amount of championships as MJ at 6. Just winner and dominant all around. Even in college and high school, he was
UCLA,
the most feared. Yeah, I mean, like, he just wins wherever he played. And then 4, Kobe. I'll agree with you on that. I think Kobe's 4. Maybe there's other guys you can say is up there, but Kobe's 4 just because, like that, wins championships, and he was able to go out with a bang and basically do what everybody wanted him to. They didn't think they maybe could do. And one thing that's underrated, he proved a team that traded him away. Like, MJ did not, neither did LeBron, neither did Kareem. They all 3 were like, hey, they're going to be the studs. Where Kobe was like, would he be like all that good? He's kind of small, scrawny, tall but scrawny.
He was a question mark coming out of the draft. Straight from high school, come out, get traded, and you're on you go from going to the Charlotte Hornets, you think, to be on the Lakers. Yeah. They signed Shaq. Now you're expected to be really good, like make the playoffs, be the next Penny Hardaway. Mm-hmm. And he exceeds what Penny Hardaway and Shaq did in Orlando by winning championships. That's one thing I think he needs to get more credit for. That's it for today's podcast, but tune in next time. We'll be doing an all-star podcast, maybe doing a draft. Yeah, predictions about playoffs
and awards.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a good episode. It's gonna be a lot more lighthearted than this episode. Obviously, we said about the jokes. Can't have very many jokes in this. But I think next episode a little more bickering. But we got to agree, Kobe's a legend, and this is more of a tribute to Kobe. So thanks for listening, and thoughts and prayers to Kobe's family, definitely.
Of course, we're crashing the boards.